Welcome you all to my channel Let's Learn. Dear students, I am very happy to know that you are watching my videos to know more and more about English grammar. So I am proud of you that you are very much interested to know about English grammar. We will start our today's topic. Dear students, you know, I have already discussed about sentence, its types, and then nouns and pronouns, and you have already watched these videos. Now we will see about verb. What is verb? Generally, you know, action or activity words are called verbs. But what are verbs? We will see. Now, what is verb? You see, a word that indicates an action, event or state is called verb. Verbs suggest an action done regularly or being done in the present or suggest a state or habit. Now you see, generally verbs suggest an action or activity, and I have already given you different examples of verbs in the sentence chapter. However, now I am giving you some more examples of verbs. Now you see, some verbs are dance, sing, play, smile, act, cut, watch, draw, cook, think, want, know, love, hear, feel, read, remember, see, suppose, like, ask, all these. These are different examples of different types of verbs. Now, in this part, before going to our discussion, I want to tell you what will be discussed in this chapter verb, and I have divided this chapter into 7 parts, and in different parts you will see different items of verbs. Now you see what I will discuss in different parts. First, I have divided the total part into different parts, and the parts are finite and non-finite verb, transitive and intransitive verb, regular and irregular verb, then forms of verbs, then full verb or main verb or principal verb, then auxiliary or helping verb, and in the last part we will see the uses of be, have and do. And now in this part, means part 1 of verb, I will discuss about finite and non-finite verbs. What are finite verbs and what are non-finite verbs? And before going to discuss about finite and non-finite verbs, I want to tell you something about verbs. Now you have already known that in a sentence there is a subject and there is a verb, and you have already learned it from subject and predicate are the two main parts of a sentence. I have already discussed. For example, I am a boy. Here I is the subject and am a boy is the predicate. and am is the verb here. I played football. Here played is a verb. They can win the race. Can win is the verb, and these are different verbs used in a sentence, and the verbs used in a sentence is called a verbal group. Now you see what is a verbal group. A verbal group is a combination of verbs, and sometimes it consists of only single verb or sometimes more than one verb. For example, I am a boy. Here there is a single verb or there is only one verb, that is am. Am is also a verbal group, and just like they can win the race, here can win. These are two verbs. One is can and another is win. These two verbs make a verbal group. Just like I shall be reading English grammar. Here there are three words used as verbs. One is shall, another is be, and third one is reading. Then so shall be reading is a verbal group. Now you must remember about verbal group. And on the other hand, in a verbal group, all the verbs may be written in a sentence close to each other or at different places in a sentence, but that is a verbal group. For example, do you like coffee? Here do is a verb and like is a verb, and in the middle of do and like there is a word you. You is the subject, and do, like, these two words are verbs and they are used in different places of the sentence, but do like is a verbal group. Now if you remember about the verbal group, and it will be easy for you to understand better what is finite verb and what is non-finite verb. Now we will see the definition of finite verb. What is finite verb? You see, a verb inflected for person and tense that can stand on its own as a complete sentence is called finite verb. This is the definition of finite verb, and on the other hand, it can be said the finite verb is the tensed verb of the sentence, and it usually comes at the beginning of a verbal group. And for your clear understanding and easy understanding, you can easily remember that the verb which comes first in a sentence, the position is not a matter here. The position of the verb in the sentence is not a matter, but the verb that comes at the that comes first in the verbal group, that is called the finite verb. For example, I am a boy. Here am is a single verb and am is the finite verb. I can play football. Here can is a verb and play is a verb. Can comes first. So can is the finite verb. Just like do you like me? Here do and like, these are two verbs. Do comes first. So do is the finite verb. I am playing football. Here am playing, these are two verbs. Am comes first. So am is the finite verb. And you must remember the finite verb carries the tense of the sentence, and the tense of the sentence may be present or may be past, and you will see later in the tense chapter what is tense and what are its types, everything else in detail. But you must remember the finite verb is only of two tenses, either it is present or it is past. And later I will discuss about the forms of verbs. You will see in the next part. However, this is about the finite verb. And now we will see about non-finite verb. What is non-finite verb? Now you see the definition of non-finite verb. A verb form that lacks a subject is not inflected by tense, aspect, mood, number, gender or person and cannot serve as a predicate is called non-finite verb. And non-finite means not finite. Not finite. You see, just before I have already told you about finite verbs. And you can easily remember in case of finite verbs where there are two or more than two verbs in a sentence, I have already told you that the first verb or the only one verb is the finite verb, and then what are the rest verbs? The rest verbs are non-finite verbs and they carry no tense of the sentence. And the tense of the sentence does not depend upon non-finite verbs. You must remember it. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you to know the tense of the sentence. And to know the tense of the sentence, you must know and you must find out what is the finite verb of this sentence. If you will know what is the finite verb of the sentence, you can easily recognize the tense of the sentence. And leaving the finite verb, the rest verbs used in that sentence are non-finite verbs. And the non-finite verbs have four forms or four types. What are they? You see, there are four types of non-finite verbs. They are first, to plus verb without any other addition. For example, they want Seema to write the letter. Here you see, write is the verb and just before it there is a word to. So to write is the non-finite verb and write is the non-finite verb. And the second type is only the verb without any addition. That means you can easily recognize if there is a main verb used in the sentence and after that main verb another main verb is in the V1 form. That main verb or the second main verb is the non-finite verb. For example, they made Seema write the letter. And then the third form is en form or the third form of the verb. Third form of the verb is called the past participle form. For example, we found on Seema's table all the letters written and typed. Here you say written is a verb and it is the third form of the verb write. You know write, wrote, written. Written is the third form of the verb write. And also another verb is typed. Typed is also the third form of the verb type. That is type, typed, typed. So written and typed. These two are non-finite verbs and the only one finite verb is found here. And the fourth type is ing form of the verb. That means every verb has four forms. I will discuss it later. And the ing form, what is ing form? I am giving you an example. You have already learned. For example, go, went, gone, going. Do, did, done, doing. Write, wrote, written, writing. So writing, doing, going are the ing form of the verb. And So we saw Sima writing the letter. Here saw is the finite verb and writing is the non-finite verb. Now these are 4 types of non-finite verbs. Now we will see what are the functions of non-finite verbs. Like the types of non-finite verbs, the functions of non-finite verbs is 4. That means they have 4 functions. What are the functions of non-finite verbs? You see, there are 4 functions of non-finite verbs. They are subject function, that means like subject of the sentence. Second one is the object function, that means it functions as the object of the verb. Third one is the adjective function, that means it functions as an adjective. And the fourth one is the adjunct function, that means it functions as an adjunct. So you must remember some important points about the functions of non-finite verbs. First is subject. In a clause, the word or word group, usually a noun phrase, that is dealt with. In active clauses with verbs denoting an action, the subject and the actor are usually the same. In the sentence, you see, the mouse is eaten by the cat in the kitchen. Here the mouse is the subject and the cat being the agent. Then about object, the noun phrase which is an internal complement of a verb phrase or a prepositional phrase. In a verb phrase with a transitive action verb, it is typically the receiver of the action. Then about adjective, a word that modifies a noun or describes a noun's referent is called adjective and pertaining to or functioning as an adjective. Then about adjunct. Adjunct is a dispensable phrase in a clause or sentence that amplifies its meaning, such as for a while, like I typed a letter for a while. I typed a letter for a while, that means for a while is the adjunct here. And then about complement. Complement is a word or group of words that completes a grammatical construction in the predicate and that describes or is identified with the subject or object. This is different important points you must remember. Now we will take some examples about its different functions. Now you see, first one is subject function. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Here to err is the non-finite and is used as the subject of the sentence. And like that, another example, to find fault with others is easy. Here to find is the non-finite verb and it is used as the subject function of the sentence. Second one is object function. Don't allow others to get into the room. Here to get is the non-finite verb and it functions as an object. I have already told you about the object earlier. And then she plans to buy some presents. To buy. What plans? To buy. To buy is the object of the sentence and it functions as the object of the sentence. The doctor advised Seema to take some tests. Here to take is functioning as the object of the sentence. I hope to see you again. To see is also functioning as the object of the sentence. Then about adjunct function. He killed a snake to save the child. To save is the adjunct. He let out a part of his house to make some extra money. To make is the adjunct. Then complement function. He is to go abroad next month. Here to go is the complement because without using this we can't complete the sentence. And then about adjective function. There is a house to let at the end of the road. Here to let is non-finite and it is used as the adjective function of the sentence. Now we will see about some verbs that can be used with a to plus verb or without to plus verb. And what are the verbs that are used with to and what are used without to as non-finite verb. Now you see verbs like let, make, help, have, see, hear, watch, notice. These are followed by not to plus verb. That means we can't use to before this verb. For example, you see, please let us go home. Here let us go home. There is let and there is no to before it. The teacher made us write the word correctly. Here made. And I helped my mother clean the kitchen. Now you see, in these sentences, in the first sentence, please let us go home. Here let is the finite verb and go is the non-finite and before go there is no to. Just like in the second sentence, the teacher made us write the word correctly. Here write is the non-finite verb and there is no to has been used before write. Just like I helped my mother clean the kitchen. I will have the gardener plant these trees. I saw him cross the road. I heard her sing a patriotic song. He watched the kite rise in the sky. I didn't notice you raise your head. Now in these examples, you can easily watch the bold type words and italicized words. Italicized words represent or shows non-finite verb and bold words are finite verbs. And now we will see what are the verbs or what are the non-finite verbs usually used with a to plus verb. That means the non-finite verbs after the following ones. That means after the following verbs are usually to plus verb. What are the verbs? We will see. They are agree, appear, attempt, claim, decide, demand, desire, expect, fail, forget, hesitate, hope, intend, learn, manage, need, plan, prepare, pretend, refuse, request, seem, tend, want, wish, etc. These are some sort of verbs. And we can take some examples. I hope to see you soon. Here, there is the verb see and just before see we use to. And other verbs of this type are begin, deserve, prefer, try, remember, etc. And then another example is he requested me to help him. Here, to help, just before help there is the use of to. And other verbs of this type are advise, allow, command, compel, force, instruct, invite, order, permit, remind, tell, etc. And the third example is they expected to travel by air. They expected me to travel by air. Here, other verbs of this type are ask, like, want, etc. These are different types of verbs. They usually take to plus verb. This is all about your non-finite verbs, and this is all about today's discussion. And in the next part, means part 2, you will know about transitive and intransitive verbs and about regular and irregular verbs. Thank you all. If you like this video, please like, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Thank you all.